Hey everyone, we're going to go over a mini project in Scratch called rolling. In this case, I'm going to take a sprite, a default sprite, and roll it. When I hit spacebar, this is what it looks like. Now I made it general, so you could use any character without changing the looks. So let me show you how it's done. So I'm starting off with a blank canvas, as always. I get the same sprite because it looks like he's about to roll. I'm going to place it in the bottom left corner just as a placeholder. I'm going to use go to minus 199 and minus 100. I'm going to zoom in here for you to see, and I'm going to point in the direction, or point right, 90 degrees. Here we go. Starts off at the bottom left. Nice and easy. Now I can drag that away and move on to the next step. In this case, I want to drag 3 event buttons. They're all going to be the same, and we're going to use only 2 of them later on. But for now, let's focus on this. So I want to first think about, do I want to make it roll or do I want to make it shrink or flip first? And so I'm thinking roll and flip is the easiest. Probably the main portion of the project, right? So I'm going to go to variables, and I'm going to make 3 variables: rolling direction, rolling X, and rolling Y. And I'm going to uncheck mark it because I don't want it to look all cluttered on my animation. So I'm going to first go to set variable, and I'm going to put on the right one, and I'm going to set it to rolling X. And rolling X is basically left and right. I'm set to 95, and I'm going to go to control, take my repeat, and I'm going to repeat it 10 times, go to motion, point in that direction, move 20 steps, and then I'm going to go back to change rolling, and I'm going to change the rolling X by 35. And then I want to get the rolling X, and I'm going to go back to motion and point it in the direction of the rolling X. Let me see how that looks. Looks like a perfect flip. Now the reason I do it like this is because when you repeat 10, you roughly get 350 degrees, right? And a circle is 360. So if you want to make it look more exact, just change the degrees. As you can see, he's not fully turned. We could go 40 and he'll be overturned, or we could keep it at 35. It's okay. If you want it perfect, play around with the numbers. Now it looks like he's just flipping or sliding across the screen, so I want to do one more step. I want to shrink him to give the illusion of rolling. So I'm going to go to looks, and I'm going to go for size. I'm going to put the one on the left here. I'm going to set the size to 100, get a control to repeat 10 times, and then I'm going to get 2 of the change sizes. Okay. And I'm also going to get actually another one of these guys, so I'm going to duplicate it real quick. Now this is up to you whether you want it to change like this. Oh, change like this, I mean, negative, right? Don't forget your minus sign. Or change like this. I think this case makes more sense because when you roll, you curl up into a ball. It's slower, and then you spring up. It's faster. So notice how this repeats 10 times, but it's a smaller size change. And this is a smaller repeat, but it's a larger size change. It will look faster. Okay? Once we have that, we have kind of our rolling. Now it still looks like he's moving across. So what we have to do is make the animation where he goes down, over, and up. Right? So that is another step in itself. So I'm going to take this block and just remove it. We're not going to need it anymore. and I'm going to place it here. Now we could just place it over, but maybe you wanted to duplicate it. Go ahead. This would be a perfect time to. In fact, let me do that for you. Just gonna duplicate it, put it back. But the most important part is to disconnect it because we don't want it playing when we're working with this block. I'm gonna add some stuff. So first I'm gonna add the set variable underneath here and another set variable underneath there. And we're gonna use rolling Y and rolling direction. For rolling Y, we want it to be 180. And for rolling direction, well, we'll keep it the same. So let's go to our control again and get another repeat. Oh, actually, we already have one, so let me delete that. Okay. Now that we have it here, we want to do the Y animation. So we're going to get the point in direction, and we're also going to get the variable rolling Y, and we're going to move 5 steps, and you can change this on how much you want it to go down. Just make sure it goes back up a similar amount of steps. Okay, and notice now it's going down, but we also want it to kind of move to the right as well, because we don't want it to go straight, a straight line down to the right, right? So let's get our move step and add another move step right above rolling. And so now you can see that it goes down, over, and then now we want it to go back up. Okay, there's one more thing. So because he's pointing down, we want to get a point in the direction again, and we want it to point in our special one, which is the rolling direction. Let's see how that looks. Now the rolling direction is pointing at up, straight up, which is 0. We don't want him to point up because it doesn't really make much sense. But you can kind of tell he's almost trying to do a backwards roll, right? So let's fix that. So after we do that, we want to change our rolling direction by 50. And let's see how that goes. Oh, nice. So we got him to do a complete roll or a flip, but it looks like he kind of went down, right? He's rolling down some steps. That doesn't make sense. So let's do an if and then. And let's grab one of our operators. We're going to grab one of the greater than signs, and we're going to grab our rolling direction. And we're going to say that whenever the rolling direction has completed a flip, we're going to want to move it up. So we're going to change the Y to up 90. We're going to point in the direction of Y. So let me grab that, go back, rolling Y, and then we're going to move a number of steps. Now you could use 50. I'm going to use 35. Let's see how that looks. Boom! So he goes into a small ball, he shrinks up, moves to the right, down to the right, important to make the difference, and then he lands where he started. Okay, now that's it. I hope you enjoyed that project, and take care. Bye.